On the news, 10th National Assembly to roll out legislative internship program for Nigerian youths. House of Representatives threatens to shut down mining sites in Edo State. Plus, Kano State House of Assembly approves 90 billion naira supplementary budget for the state. Good evening and welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Amina Saidu. As Nigeria's population grows, so also the pension system faces unprecedented challenges. To this end, the House of Representatives Committee says tackling pension challenges requires a multifaceted approach. National Assembly correspondent Isa Mohammed has more on the committee's engagement with stakeholders.
It is a known fact that the pension system in Nigeria is grappling with funding shortfalls, inefficiency, delay in assessing benefits, need for reform and amendment of Pension Act. The engagement also raises issues on causes of pension benefits delay, investment, transparency, strengthening regulations and amendment of existing law to protect pensioners' rights, among others.
Mandate the Committee on Pension to invite the National Pension Commission and Chief Executives of PFS to brief it on the activity of the Pension Fund Administration as it concerns the investment of the retirement savings account, benefits accruing to the employees upon retirement, and the investment portfolio of the retirement savings fund are reported within 4 weeks.
To what extent have we achieved this objective of introducing this scheme, micro pensions? Because those in the communities, in the villages, in the constituencies don't even understand what pension is about.
The essence has been defeated. The essence of this pension contribution is for you to have your fallback after you retire. But that is not the case. Nobody, more than 85 to 90% of pensioners in Nigeria are not happy.
To the pension administrators, sustainable pension system requires innovative investment strategies for stable returns and streamlined processes through digitalization to reduce administrative costs and improve service delivery.
At the death of the RSA holder, the beneficiaries or the estate or those that are entitled to his inheritance are entitled to the entire balance in the RSA account, and we usually pay it after we have gotten approvals like death certificate, letter of administration from the court, all the documents required to confirm that the person is dead, and these are the entitled beneficiaries, and we pay those amounts. That is how the scheme operates.
Some of the challenges we've seen also is in the payment of accrued rights.
The committee says the National Assembly is committed to amending Pension Act to ensure pension funds are protected and managed effectively for strengthening regulation and sustainability of the system. From the National Assembly, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Solid Minerals is canvassing support for the proposal to allocate 10% of revenue from the mining sector for the development of the host communities. This was during an oversight by members of the committee to mining sites in Kogi State, where they also advocated fair pricing of cement by manufacturers. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ekwen reports.
Lawmakers continue investigation into the arbitrary increase in cement price with this visit to Kogi State, where they are first received by the Deputy Governor.
Any company or an individual that wants to mine the mineral resources, the solid mineral we have in Kogi State, must come and reside with us in Kogi State.
There must be a new regime in environmental remediation so that these holes that have been dug can be covered and our people go back to farming because we're agrarian by nature.
Next port of call was the Dangote cement plant and mining sites at Obajana and Oyoiwa, where limestone, the critical resource for cement production, is being excavated in millions of metric tons.
The scale of mining going on here at this site in Oworo in Kogi State said to be about 40 feet deep. It's one of the reasons why the House Committee on Solid Minerals is concerned about the environmental impact on surrounding communities.
At an interactive session, the lawmakers insist on rational pricing of cement, considering that the raw materials are sourced locally.
We want the input ratio for production of 1 bag of cement.
If you are getting the raw materials all the raw materials in Nigeria, I don't think anything justifies that high price of cement. You saw the size of the equipment. A man was looking like a dwarf in compared to the tire of an equipment.
All mining equipment consume diesel. We don't use electricity. From bulldozers to payloaders to dump trucks, they are consuming diesel.
We will probably mine over 20 trillion naira out of this budget. If something like this is done in a community of this nature, that would be proof. We shouldn't be looking for microscope to look at, to see your impact in the community.
Give us empowerment, empower the youths. It's enough for them.
The committee emphasizes that it is not on a witch hunt, but seeks fair pricing of cement to promote affordable housing for Nigerians. From Obajana in Kogi State, Mitaire Ikwe, NTA News.
Still on mining, the House of Representatives has threatened to shut down a mining site in Okpela, Edo State, if the foreign miners fail to produce approved license to operate. This was during an oversight by members of the House Committee on Solid Minerals to mining sites in Edo State. Again, National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen reports.
Nigeria reportedly loses an estimated $9 billion annually to illegal mining activities across the length and breadth of the country. As part of efforts to salvage the losses for economic development, the House of Representatives has got the boots of members of its Committee on Solid Minerals on the ground to bring sanity to the mining sector. At this quarry in Okpela, Edo State, the lawmakers discovered that the operators who have been in business for years cannot produce an operational license.
We have equally given the zonal mines officer a marching order to make sure that these foreign nationals that are running this entity or whoever they are appear before the People's Parliament with all, and when I say all, with all their documents, including evidence of technical things of the amount of explosives they have used to evaluate the amount of aggregate they have gotten, have royalties up to date, are they paying their CDAs? They are not ready to give us this information, but I want to show Nigerians that this committee will not rest on its oars till we get what is due to the Nigerian people.
The committee also visited the mining sites of Boa cement manufacturers with a directive to the company to furnish Parliament with details of its operational costs and community development agreement to ascertain compliance.
Don't forget that these companies are not permanent, they cannot be here forever. For the time they are here, and every solid mineral they take away from this community is not coming back to it again. You should be able to show commensurate return to this community.
The lawmakers conclude their oversight visit at the palace of the Okwokwelagbe of Okpela, where they appeal to community leaders not to trade off full implementation of community development agreement with mining companies for repeatance. From Okpela, Edo State, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
The 10th House of Representatives is working on modalities to introduce another internship program for outstanding participants of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative, as such engagements will be held biannually with 50% increase in the number of beneficiaries. Speaker Tajdi Abbas stated this during an engagement with fellows of Legislative Mentorship Initiative held at the National Assembly Library. Joshua Agunjide takes it from here.
The Legislative Mentorship Initiative was part of the legislative agenda of the 9th House of Representatives under the speakership of Femi Gbajabiamila. Currently, part of reforms on constitutional amendment focus on the enhancement of participation of youths, women, and individuals with disabilities in decision-making.
We have promised you that we are going to take some of you for internship. That internship will expose you to all the various nitty-gritties of what parliamentary system is doing.
The House also seeks the enhancement of LMI through bankrolling of fellow study at the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies.
Make sure that the geopolitical zones that have not been represented are the ones to be considered at this particular junction.
The National Assembly is also working on implementing 35% women inclusion in civil service administration.
For the very first time that I know in this country, we are having young people, about 5 of them, as ministers. And in the very first time, you have a youth ministry that in the real sense of it.
In our cohort, we have a 50-50 distribution of men and women, and then also we have 2 persons with disabilities in our midst.
To urge the government to, as much as possible, try to implement the provisions of the Disability Act of 2018.
I've got a first-hand exposure on what it is to be a legislator in Nigeria.
You understand that, okay, reps are not there to do projects. They're there for oversight.
High point of the interactive session was the donation of 10 million naira to the cohort by the Speaker of the Green Chamber, Tajuddin Abbas. From the National Assembly, Joshua Ogujiri, NTA News.
And to discuss issues surrounding legislative mentorship, our correspondent engaged the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, to shed more light on it. Having inherited the legislative mentorship initiative from the immediate past Speaker of the House of Representatives, what are your views on the sustenance of this initiative within 1 year of the 10th Assembly?
This is something that is just simply awesome. The participants are really benefiting, and I believe with the kind of training they are getting and also the support we are going to give them after the training, it will go a long way in molding them to be who they want to be.
What is your advice for Nigerian youths who are not privileged to pass through such mentorship program?
The Nigerian youth is a very lucky generation. They have everything that is needed to succeed, but what is needed additionally is for them to pay attention to details, to be more patient, to follow due process, and the sky will be their limit.
We now go on a short break. When we return, stories from State Assembly will continue.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the Marketing Department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Thanks for staying tuned. We now move to Kano State, where the House of Assembly has approved the report of the House Committee on Appropriations for the Kano State Proposed Supplementary Bill 2024, with additional 90 billion naira to the initial budget. Samira Hamisushira reports that the Kano State Systematic Land Titling Amendment Bill 2024 was also considered at the Committee of the Whole.
Proposed amendment of the Kano State Appropriation Bill 2024 was forwarded to the Kano Assembly on Monday, the 26th of August 2024 by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, seeking an upward review of the appropriation bill in accordance with Section 121, Sub A and B of the Constitution. After passing rigorous legislative processes, the Committee on Appropriation, chaired by Aminu Saadu, submitted its findings.
Of the present administration. 4. The need to enhance the provisions in the current expenditure of the personnel costs that are observed to have been grossly inadequate for the purpose of accommodating and implementation of new minimum wage and allowances to the state civil servants and the public servants, as well as to formalize the expenditure to that effect. 5. The need to accommodate appropriate funds in the 2024 budget for the conduct of local government elections in the state.
With the findings of the committee, the recurrent expenditure of the Kano State Appropriation Bill 2024 will be increased to about 225 billion naira, while the capital expenditure will also be reviewed to over 310 billion naira. From the Kano State House of Assembly, Samira Hamisushara, NTA News.
In another development, a bill seeking to improve electricity generation, transmission and distribution, as well as establishment of electricity market and key power sector bodies to enforce consumer rights and obligations, has killed second reading at the Ogun State House of Assembly. Correspondent Yemi Dalemo reports that the lawmakers in their contributions note that when passed, the bill will improve lives and boost the socio-economic activities of residents of Ogun State.
The lawmakers who took turns to deliberate the desirability of the bill note that when passed into law, it will assist in improving electricity generation, transmission and distribution for the benefit of the people of Ogun State, adding that it will also aid the integration of rural areas and provide deserving social amenities at the grassroots. The initiative will also promote healthy competition among electricity operators, create an enabling environment for industries and boost the business investment of small and medium enterprises in the state.
This will enable the new companies to spring up that can generate and transmit and distribute electricity in Ogun State.
Mr. Speaker, if there is anything the federal government has done for us and our National Assembly, it is the removal of the issue of power from the exclusive list to our concurrent list. At least it will afford our states the opportunity to generate, transmit, distribute, and even regulate our own power sector.
Confess that our natural gas pipeline has over the years been underutilized. And for Ogun State government to be taking the bull by the horn at this moment, at this critical time that Nigeria needs to survive, judging that electricity is a major sector that can easily curb poverty.
Electricity in our state would ease stress. So this is the right bill at the right time.
Because of the multiple advantages it is going to have on our state. When I said state, I mean the people of Ogun State.
The Speaker, Oludaisi Elemide, committed the bill to the Committee of the Whole for further legislative actions and directed that a stakeholders meeting be conducted on the power sector bill for input from relevant stakeholders. The lawmakers invited the leadership of the Ogun State Independent Electoral Commission, OCSEC, to brief them on the programs of activities in preparation for the local government elections in Ogun State. In Abuja, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Zamfara State House of Assembly has called on state government to establish College of Health Sciences in Anka local government area of the state. The motion was presented by a member representing Anka State constituency, Rulwanu Marafa. Correspondent Bello Sani completes the report.
In bid to improve healthcare delivery system in the state, Zamfara State House of Assembly has stressed the need for the establishment of another College of Health Sciences in Ankara local government area of the state. Elaborating on the matter, the mover of the motion and member representing Anka constituency, Lirwano Marafa, lamented the shortage of health personnel in major general hospitals and primary healthcare in the zone, saying that if established, it will surely assist in bridging the gap in all the 6 local government areas that constituted Zamfara West Senatorial District, and the need for the government to respond appropriately. Some members at the plenary made various contributions on the motion and stressed the need for the establishment of the college, considering the paramount role it will play in enhancing healthcare delivery system in the zone. After due deliberation and unanimous agreement of the members, the Speaker Bilyamin Ismail passed the resolution of the House calling on the state government to establish the college for the overall development of healthcare system in the state. So, Bello Sani, NTA News.
Following the recent fire outbreak along Bedwell Street in Calabar South local government area, the Cross River State House of Assembly has called on the executive arm of government through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and State Emergency Management Agency to intervene by providing relief materials to the victims of the disaster. The resolution came under matters of urgent public importance on fire disaster management as presented to the House by a member representing Calabar South State Constituency, Effiong Akarika. Udwak Etim tells us more.
The recent fire incident, which engulfed shops, homes and business centers along Bedwell by White House Street in Calabar South local government area, attracted the attention of the Cross River State House of Assembly as member representing Calabar South 1 constituency, Effiong Akarika, noted that during the incident, none of the firefighting agencies in the state responded because of non-functional firefighting equipment.
The cause of the fire is not yet known. However, the life was not lost, but goods and properties running into millions of naira were destroyed and the victim rendered useless without any other source of livelihood. It is most worrisome to note that while the fire lasted, none of the firefighting agencies in the state responded when called upon because of non-functional firefighting equipment.
Other lawmakers emphasized that safety precaution by citizens is required for effective disaster management.
Important good prevention is better than cure. Let's see the way our fire service vehicles will be in place, and we also educate our people, those building houses. I think there's also a law, we are also amending the law here, that every household should be able to have a firefighting, especially fire extinguisher in the house, so that they can also use that to cook fire in case of any fire incident. To manpower, the state government should do the employment. And if it is due to facilities, the state government also should provide. If it is due to mobility, the state government also should do that. Because as it is now, if this thing happens to us there in our quarters, where do we run to? Humans are there. What they need to do is to do some major services to see that those machines and this can be put in place before the new vehicle that we're expecting that this proactive government they have started, and I know that they are going to buy them. But some of those ones that are back, they should look for ways to see how those ones can be replaced to caution the emergent issues at hand.
The House resolved that the state government should provide needed funds for the repairs of the grounded equipment to enable fire service officers respond to emergencies whenever the need arises.
So this upon that the resolution becomes, the prayer becomes the resolution of this House. You say, I am those against it, those in support, those against the prayer has become the resolution of this House.
It was also the resolution of the House that the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, should urgently intervene and provide emergency remedies to the victims of the fire disaster. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
And this is where we draw the curtain on this bulletin. Remember to follow our platforms on the screen for news updates and other programs. On behalf of the production crew, I am Amina Sayyidu. Bye for now.